Okay, to make a Greek theater mask, you're going to need 2 pieces of paper. Take the first one, fold it like so, the long way, and do the same thing to the second one. Okay, put one aside, and this one is the one we'll start with. All right, so we're going to draw half of the mask shape, and we're going to draw it so that we are on the folded edge. All right, so I want my shape, my mask shape, to be something kind of like this, and down, and then curve in. Okay, something like that. And then for the eyes, you can do either the comedy mask, which is the smiling one, or the tragedy mask, which is the frowning one. So I'm just going to do a comedy one, a happy one. So I'm going to draw the eye on about there. That might be kind of high. That's right. And then for the mouth, big old smile. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these out. Let me make sure I like that shape. A little pointy. There. All right. Now, I've got to cut out the mouth. So I'm keeping it folded while I cut. There's the mouth. And to do the eye, you just pinch a little bit so you can make a snip. And then stick your scissors in the hole and cut out. All right, let's see if I like how that looks. Yep, that looks okay. So I made the eye. I left about a finger's space between the folded edge and where I put the eye hole. Okay? All right, so there's my mask shape. Now that other piece of paper that you folded, that's going to be what we put all of the decorations on. The nose and the beard and the hair and the leaves for the laurel wreath. That will all come from this piece of paper. This is what everything's going to get glued onto. Okay? This is kind of the messy side because you can see the pencil marks. So I want this to be my good side, so I'm going to refold it. I don't want to see those pencil marks. There. So now there's my good side. All right, so I'm going to trace this onto here just so that I know how big to make everything. So here's, whoop, I'm going to trace that. Trace the eye even, and the mouth. All right, I've drawn on here. I gotta get rid of that. I don't want to see that because this is my good side. All right, so that's what everything gets glued to. This is what we're going to make the hair and the leaves out of. Okay, and the nose. So we're going to start with the nose, and I can see how big and where my nose is going to have to go. So I'm going to draw a line that goes up and around the eye and comes down and over. And then I'm just going to bring this down like this. Okay, so I have this line, goes like that. This shape right here, we're going to cut that out in a minute, and that's going to become the nose for our mask. And it will look kind of three-dimensional the way that we put it on. If you want to have a beard on yours, then this part down here is what I would do to make the beard. If you don't want a beard on yours, you can skip this part. So I'm going to draw a line that goes from about here and comes real close to the mouth, touches the bottom like that. Okay, So now this shape will become what I make to make the beard. And this will be to do the nose. Okay, so I'm going to cut out those two shapes. All right. This will become the nose, and I'll show you how to put that on in a minute. I'm going to flip it over so I'm on the good side. Okay, and then this part down here will be for the beard. So I'm going to cut that out. This I don't need. Okay, so we've got the beard. And we've got the nose. All right. Before I add anything else, I'm going to make this be curly. Give my person a curly beard. So I'm going to make some snips all the way around the bottom to about there. Okay? Then you can use a pencil or whatever you got. I'm going to use a paintbrush because it's skinny enough. Curl it around to make little curls. Okay, so I'm going to do that to all of it. There. There's my beard. I got that part done. Okay. Now to attach everything. So you're going to need some glue. And you want to kind of refold your parts here. I'm going to do the nose first. Okay. So I'm going to refold it, so that when I glue this onto here, I don't want to glue it on exactly straight. I want to have it at a bit of an angle. See how it's angled on here? So it's not straight, it's angled. Okay, so that's where I'm going to be gluing it. So it looks like that. Alright, so I'm going to put some glue behind there on that side. Okay, so I've kept it at an angle. I put the glue on that side, and without moving it, I got to do it on this side too. Okay, so that's going to set up, and then as you open it, kind of gives it a three-dimensional look to it. Okay. All right. Now for the beard, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to refold it. Keep it folded. Take my beard, refold that, so it's like this. And then I'm going to put my beard not straight on, but I'm going to have it at an angle. You can see how it's not flush with the fold. It sticks out. Okay, so it's at an angle. So I'm going to take my glue underneath here, stick it on there. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Stick that on. And then open it, it makes the beard pop out a little bit. Okay, looks like I don't love how much that's covering the eyes. You know what? I'm going to fix that. I'm just going to cut around it a little bit more. There, I like that better. That looks a little better. Okay, so now the nose is sticking out. We got the beard sticking out, and we can see the eyes a little bit better. I'm being nitpicky here. There. Okay. All right. I like how that looks. Now you have all this scrap left over from when we were cutting things out. That's what you can make all of your leaves from. So I'm just going to save myself some time. I'm going to fold this a couple times, and then I'm going to cut out a leaf shape through all of those folded layers, and now I have a bunch of leaves. Okay, so I can do that a couple more times. Save myself some time by folding the paper and cutting several layers at once. So those are my leaf shapes. It can be different sizes. You need probably 16 or so. There. All right, so now that's all scraps I don't need. Okay. And then I can take these leaves and I can fold them in half. So they kind of have that leaf three-dimensional look to them a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to fold these in half, part way anyway, and then I'm going to start gluing them down at the top of my mask. Okay, so up here I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to glue to this thingy right here, the top part, where the nose was, the nose piece. And I'm going to glue my leaves on. On one side going towards the middle, and on the other side going towards the middle. So it's like they're kind of going towards each other. So it looks like the laurel wreaths that the ancient Greeks would have worn. Okay, can add a few more down here. Okay, so there's one side. I would do the same thing on the other side with the leaves pointing this direction. I go all the way to my edge, and it'll look something kind of like that when you're done. Okay, so I also added on this one, on my finished one, I added some hair. This is some curly hair coming off the edges. And I just put a little circle over where these two parts come together, just to kind of cover it up so it looked a little neater. Okay, so that's a fun paper project for you for making a Greek theater mask. Have fun.